What's up, guys? So, in case you missed it, Evo Online concluded over the weekend with the North American Guilty Gear Strive tournament happening, and at the end of it, they gave us the trailer for the next DLC character for Strive, who is Jacko. And I gotta be honest, I was pretty blown away by this trailer. I think it's pretty amazing. If you want to watch the whole thing uninterrupted, I'll link it in the comments. But here, we're going to be going through, we're going to be pausing on some of the interesting stuff and analyzing what I think we can learn about how Jacko's going to play. And if you are at all familiar with how she worked in Xrd Rev 2, she looks completely different in this. Like, very, very different character, a huge overhaul. So I'm very interested to see what's going to happen with her. But let's jump right into the trailer here. There's also a lot of story stuff in the trailer, which I found interesting. Presumably, these cutscenes are from the upcoming story expansion. That's what I'm assuming. But let's take a look here. Next character update. What was that text? Dominates the battle with an assembly of servants. Okay, that checks out for Jacko. If you don't know, in the previous game, she would summon a bunch of little dudes that would fight the opponent for her. She's still got the ball and chain thing. Visually, she looks pretty similar, I would say. There's already a million things are happening, so you can see she can summon these little knights, and the little knights are kind of attacking and stuff. And then she pulls out the knight and she kicks it at the opponent. So this is pretty different from how it worked in Xrd. So here in Xrd, you put down these little houses, and these houses are where your minions are spawned from, and then the minions just kind of do their thing. They just go attack on their own, and I can't really like hit them or interact with them or anything. I can pick up the houses and throw that, but it's not the same. And then I can like play this keyboard that I can make the minions explode with, but that's very, very different from how it looks in Strive, where you can see it looks like she's giving some kind of order to him right here. Like she commanded him to attack, and then he attacks, and then it looks like she might have kicked him up there, and then here she sets it and then immediately kicks it across the screen. So it looks like you can hit the minions with attacks and give them hitboxes, very similar to how Venom works in previous Guilty Gear games. So it's very interesting. It seems like they've maybe adopted a mechanic from him and put it onto Jacko a little bit. There we see the fully charged dust. And then this is where it gets really sick, okay? Now, did you guys see that chain reaction? So we put out the three knights, and they bounce into each other? I mean, you could do such crazy stuff with it. You can set up the trick shots. Bro. Okay, so look at this sequence. She smacks number 2 down. He ricochets off the ground. She pulls out number 3. I guess that's like a special cancel from that normal into pulling out number 3. Number 2 hits Nago here. Now she smacks number 3, sends it down forward. So it looks like you're going to need to know the angles of your attacks and what angle they're going to send the minions in. Number 2 is chilling on the ground because he just hit Nago Ryuki. Number 3 comes down and bounces into number 2 because number 2 was ricocheting off the ground on the way up. And then that bounces into number 1 and sends it at Nago. This is mind-expanding, brain genius stuff right here. This is like, we're bouncing it all around the pool table, getting it into the corner pocket. That's absolutely amazing. By the way, something I saw Kizzy K point out was trick and treat. Maybe that's meant to represent sort of the two sides of Jacko here. Jacko being the trick side and Arya being the treat side. I think that's also something that we see with the mask throughout this trailer. A common recurring theme is that she's taken the mask off and putting it back on. When the mask is on, that kind of represents Jacko, who's more of like a mischievous character, versus Arya, who's more down to earth. So there's some thematic stuff happening here. I have seen speculation that maybe she has stances. She has a mask on stance and a mask off stance. But the thing is, I'm not sure exactly what would be different. So there you can see Arya's spirit or whatever in the story. So here she is with the mask off. So now she's giving an order to the minions, and it looks like she's ordering him to explode. We can see the same timer that we saw in Xrd. So this guy's going to explode in 2 seconds. And she still is able to kick him. So I was wondering, like, maybe if she has the mask on, she can attack the minions. I'm not sure. but she kicks it full screen. She's still got the mask off here, and this is maybe the sickest part of the trailer. She gives him the order to block. You can see she says, block for me. And Soul does Dragon Punch. And this minion just soaks the hit and he parries it. Soul is staggered. This little guy just absorbed an entire volcanic viper. What a G, dude. And so now Arya can come up and punish. I mean, Jacko. That is so crazy. And you can see that there were more mask transitions there. So here she is with the mask on, and then there's a quick wipe and the mask is gone again. And then here there's another wipe when she goes into her super and the mask is gone. So there's something happening with the mask. I think we'll have to wait and see if that's like actually going to affect gameplay. Is this going to be a thing like Giovanna where she turns green but it doesn't actually like change her moveset? Is the mask actually going to make a big impact on how she plays? That would be very interesting. She already seems like a pretty complex character since you're going to have like 3 different minions and you're going to have all your different moves interact with the minions differently depending on the angle that they hit them with. So she already seems like there's going to be a lot going on. And if there's like a stance mechanic or like an install mechanic on top of that with the mask, this could be probably the most deep character in the game so far, which is probably a good thing because a lot of people have been complaining that some of the cast feels kind of shallow when they don't have meter. So yeah, I think that would be good, but we don't actually know if the mask is going to do anything. We'll have to wait and see on that. But generally, man, I'm feeling good about it. She looks sick. So for season pass holders, coming out the 22nd. For everybody else, individual sale on the 30th. Just a couple weeks away, man. We're going to be playing this character. And then just a reiteration of the plans for the roadmap for Strive. We're getting another character later this year. And then we are getting a new character and a new stage in 2022. And then the final character, a new stage, and the story expansion later in 2022. So, yeah, I'm feeling really good about this. I think generally, Gold Lewis, I think people were a little bit let down. Don't get me wrong. He's a fun character. But a lot of people definitely feel that he feels weak, or at least in some matchups he has a hard time because so much of the power of his kit is concentrated in Behemoth Typhoon, and a lot of his other options are kind of weak. So we all got excited. We were like, oh, this character has a unique meter. He has, 8 different special moves depending on how you swing the Behemoth Typhoon. But it turns out he just has like 3 really good moves that he uses over and over, and the rest of his kit is kind of jank, and his meter doesn't really matter that much. So, yeah, I hopefully we'll get some balance retouches on Gold Lewis, and they can make his entire kit work together a little bit more coherently instead of him just having like a few really, really busted Behemoth Typhoons and really insane damage, but like his normals and his other specials being a little bit hard to use. So we'll see if they can do that to Gold Lewis. But for Jacko, I'm feeling good again. I'm getting baited again into being excited for this character. We'll have to see how she ends up playing. I'm sure they're going to do another video like they did with Gold Lewis where they're going to go in depth on her kit and stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. I never really played Jacko in Xrd at all, but I know that this is a character that a lot of people kind of complain about. I think a lot of people don't like fighting this character. So giving her like this big sort of rework, I think could be maybe a step in the right direction of making a cool and unique character that's fun to play and fun to fight against. And we definitely saw that some of the moves are carried over. So like I think we got a glimpse of 6H in the trailer. So definitely some of her normals seem to be the same. Her throw animation was also the same. So there's going to be a decent amount of carryover, it looks like, but her core mechanic of the minions and like how you use the minions and how you interact with them definitely looks to be completely different in Strive. So, yeah, very, very excited to try her out. Only a couple weeks we'll have to wait before we can get our hands on the new character, and let me know what you think. Are you excited? Are you going to try her out? And what did you think about Evo? I played in Evo Online. I'm going to be uploading my matches tomorrow, so make sure you hit that sub button, ring the bell, so that you don't miss my uploads and you can see how I did in the tournament for myself playing Axel. It was a lot of fun. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one.